Welcome to the Flying P Podcast, a Flyers podcast by fans for fans. Today is Saturday, November 9th. My name is Shane.
And I'm drunk.
Let's drop the puck.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to say,
Yeah.
drop the puck. All right, let's go, buddy.
Beat you to it. We have some breaking news.
Ba-na-na, na-na-na.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Epstein didn't.
Anyway, we have a couple games to go over. This was a pretty good week, all in all. So, we're covering, how many, 3 games? In this?
Yeah, 3. Maple Leafs, Canadians, and the Canes.
Yes. Maple Leafs, Canadians, Canes. There's a game tonight, which we're very excited to watch, and then a game tomorrow.
It's another Toronto game, right?
Yep, we got Toronto tonight. We got Boston tomorrow.
It's going to be a rough weekend.
Yeah, this is going to be a very telling moment.
They're going to be playing their little hearts out.
They are, but let's go over the scores. So, first and foremost, we have the first Toronto Maple Leafs game. The Flyers fell to an 11-round shootout here. That was a tough one. So, we absolutely dominated shots. 40 shots, 61% on the faceoff. We were 2 for 6 on the power play. They had 16 giveaways. So, I mean, we were really pressing this game. We came out slow, but for the most part, I'd say we dominated, especially the whole latter half of the game.
The end of the game, we were definitely much more noticeable than Toronto was. You can't fault Elliott for this loss either.
No.
Even the tying goal at the end, that was Coots' fault.
That was, it was a lazy play.
It was in no way Elliott's fault.
No. So let's go over our goal scorers. We have Kapanen, his 4th of the year, starting things off in the first. Provorov got it back with a power play goal. Captain Claude Giroux got a power play goal to start the second. And Spezza got his first of the year following that. We go to the third. Sanheim makes up for his mistake of falling down for the third straight game, leading to a goal, and scores a very impressive goal for his first of the year.
Yeah, it was a beauty.
It was. And then Mitch Marner with the unassisted wraparound at the end off of a really bad Coots turnover. That was just, it wasn't fun.
It was unfortunate.
Flyers would eventually lose in the 11th
round.
You don't see that very often.
No, you don't. And I don't want to see it very often. No. I don't want to see it at all.
No, I don't. So, we got a point out of a good team. That game could have gone either way. Again,
Flyers are historically the worst shootout team in the league. So
they are.
According to you, Shane.
According to me, and
heard this stat quite a few times from you.
Well, it's because it's a real thing, and Flyers fans should feel a little attacked because of this stat.
It's rough. I don't like hearing it. But I don't doubt it either.
Oh, no.
I haven't checked up. I haven't checked to see if you were right.
I believe, and we'll do a follow-up next week, but I believe by a large margin we are the worst team at this.
Well, maybe it's not like that anymore. Maybe it's changed.
Yeah, well, your positive outlook is kind of pissing me off, John.
What can I do? I'm the thorn in your side.
I hate you. So much.
Fuck you, Shane.
Fuck you, John. Anyway, so moving right along, we got a point out of the Leafs. We're going up against the Hurricanes. This was going to be a tough game. Hurricanes are a good team. They're currently ahead of us in the standings. But the Flyers pulled ahead on this one, 4-1, with an explosion in the third.
I just want to say, I called it.
You did call it.
I told you this would not be a difficult game for us.
Yeah, well, I would say it was. It was until the very end.
I mean, I guess you're right. 3 goals in the third period, or third quarter.
Yeah.
Third period.
Third period.
Fuck.
We can go third quarter, though. I like that.
No, see, yeah, I can do... No. I mean... You can't talk, and now it's my turn to not be able to talk correctly. Yep. I'm drunk. What's your excuse?
Well, I'm deaf.
Ah, all right.
Hearing impaired, whatever.
I can't argue with that. I would get stabbed.
You would. Anyway, so... Flyers end up losing the shot on goal category here, 34-28. Flyers also lost the faceoff circle, 51% to 49. It was close.
Did it matter?
Did it matter? No.
No.
But,
It does matter in the end.
It does, but I hear you. I really do. So, our penalty kill was perfect, and we were 1 for 3 on the power play.
Who got a goal tonight? That night?
We'll get to it. Calm down.
I'm so excited.
Calm down. We'll get there.
I'm so excited.
Hey, let me finish reading these stats, and then we'll...
Fine! What happened with the Canadians then, Shane?
Well, what do you mean? We're not there yet.
Oh, God, no.
We're going to do the Canes first.
Who cares, though? All right, let's
go. We're going to do it in order, John.
This is the reason why we had to restructure, because I don't have the ability to keep focus on anything for more than 5 seconds.
No, we did the restructure, John, so that we wouldn't have to jump between game to game to talk. So if you just let me talk, we'd get through it.
Our penalty minutes were tied.
Wow, great. Also, we had 17 giveaways. Why don't you do the honors and you want to tell us who scored? Or do you want me to do that?
I got it right here.
All right, yeah.
So in the first, we started off with Sean Couturier.
No, I want to know who scored in the Canadians game first, though. And then we'll come back to this.
So in the first, we started off with Sean Couturier on his 4th goal of the season.
From Niskanen and Ghost on a power play. So we started this game off right.
We did. We started that off very right. And your power play hopes were sparked up there to be dashed later in another game that I'd rather talk about. But yes. Wow. And then... following that, in the second period, Lucas Wallmark with his 2nd of the season with Van Riemsdyk.
Yep, we had brothers going after each other.
And Nikas. That's how you pronounce his name, right? Nikas?
I believe so. I mean, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong.
All right, well, we're going to go with that. Third period, Travis Konecny with his 7th of the season. And my boy, Joel Farabee with his 2nd of the season.
Joel Farabee.
Following... Claude Giroux.
With a breakaway at the very end of the game.
Breakaway at the very end. Nice little snipe. I think those between the legs. Was that 5-hole?
It was 5-hole.
It was 5-hole?
Yeah. He wound up to do a real big shot, and it just stayed low.
That was off of Pitlick and Myers. I like to see Pitlick's name in these box scores.
Yeah. But I do too. G had a 2-point night again. So, G's heating up, ladies and gentlemen. But
trade G. Trade Claude the Fraud.
Claude the Fraud.
Claude the Fraud.
Yeah.
We don't see anything from Fire a Rocket at the Board's Ghost Despair. Nothing.
Wow. You know what he was
doing?
No,
he got an assist on the first goal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's too busy slapping rockets at the board.
Slapping rockets at the... I'm never going to forget that.
No, you should get a jersey with Ghost.
We should make t-shirts. This is it now. Joe from South Philly... we're taking your thing, and we're making t-shirts, and we're going to make money off of it.
But we'll give you one.
You're going to have one. Give us give us your address, send it to flyingppodcast@gmail.com.
Like he fucking listens.
Oh, of course he listens. Who doesn't listen? All of Philly, all of South Jersey listens to this podcast.
They're at our beck and call.
I got 3 guys waiting outside, waiting for me to hand them a USB stick with this on it. Yeah,
one of those guys is Steve Mason. Yeah, we recently met up at a bar last week. It was really nice, and we just ended up talking about
Did he take you home?
Nothing. And I don't know. I don't kiss and tell.
You don't kiss and tell?
I don't kiss and tell.
I'm going to... Steve Mason's going to send us a cease and a desist now.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, moving right along.
You're going to have to switch to Emery. He's just going to beat you up.
Well, he's dead, John. Emery's dead. He drowned in a lake.
Did he really?
Yeah. He took drugs and drowned in a lake. He was swimming with friends.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, hate to break it to you here. Very sad.
I really liked Emery.
Yeah, me too.
Damn, man. That sucks. All right, you just ruined my buzz.
Well, I mean, I can't not say,
All right, rip Emery, man.
Yep,
that sucks.
R.I.P. Emery.
That happened to one of the Phillies players, too. Well, not that exact thing. Didn't he, crash a boat because he was on cocaine or something?
I know that Roy Halladay crashed a plane, but I don't
think that's the same one I'm talking about.
No. Yeah. Planes and boats, and that shit's dangerous. Yeah, but Emery was...
Yeah, I don't know why anyone does anything over 5 miles per hour.
He was swimming in a lake that was very notorious for its strong undercurrents. So, Definitely not a place you should have been swimming, and,
Well, I'm pressing F for respect.
Pressing F for respect. I'm also pressing F for respect for Carey Price in this game.
Oh my God, poor Carey Price.
Jesus Christ.
Dude was standing on his head.
The reason this was a close game. So I'm just going to give you some stats first and foremost. Flyers ended up winning this 3-2 in overtime.
All right, Shane, give me some stats, man.
I'll give you some stats. So I'm going to, like I said, 43 shots on goal to 24. We split faceoffs 50-50, 24. Yeah, just to make sure. Here's a stat that I didn't like. We were 0 for 6. 0 for 6 on the power play. And this is the worst penalty killing team in the league. And they didn't even get a opportunity. They had no calls against them.
Yeah, it was rough as far as the power play went. We still ended up winning it, but I expected more.
Yeah, up until this game, our power play has been good. They have the best home power play right now. Both units, fun fact, actually have 6 goals apiece.
Really?
Yeah, so
the second unit was doing all of the work for the first half of the season so far. So.
Well, the first half of the 14-game season. Yeah.
That's why I said so far.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You made it sound real dramatic. It's like,
well, it's not January.
Yeah,
it's not March.
I know. Well, I'm just saying. You made it sound like, whoa, through 60 games of the season.
For the first month of the season.
Yeah.
Either way, it was still the second power play doing pretty much all the work.
Right, and now that first power play is what's really been clicking.
Yeah, they've popped off.
They have.
But not in this game.
Not
is what
in
you're
this
saying.
game.
It didn't happen in this game.
That's what I'm saying.
So what did we have? We had we had a Myers goal, right?
We had a beautiful Myers goal from the point.
Yeah, just a nice
traffic. Nobody touched it.
Thread the needle right in there.
Price didn't even see it.
Well, he was getting screened by Torinsky.
Now, this next goal, a JVR goal. Now, this did not count as a power play goal, but I would like to note for all 6 of our listeners, this happened right after a power play had ended, and the first power play unit was on the ice. It was Voracek and Giroux to get the assist off the JVR goal.
But it just officially wasn't a power play goal.
Yeah, but,
they were out there.
They were out there. Then Ben Chariot got his 3rd of the year. I like Chariot better, though.
Do you want to say it wrong and get made fun of? Or do you want me to tell you how it's actually pronounced?
What I'll do right now is I'll say it, and we'll isolate. We'll just...
Chariot.
Yeah. Ready? Ben.
Sherrod.
Yeah, just take that little bit and put it over. It'll be good. I'm about it. Anyway, he got his 4th. Nick Cousins got an assist on that. You remember Nick Cousins?
I forgot that he existed, but... yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, he had a pretty good game. And then this was a rough one. Shea Weber tied it up late in the 3rd.
Drouin.
Yeah, and this is just Carter Hart had passed his puck to Provorov, and Provorov just he got checked as he was trying to clear. And just
he whiffed.
He whiffed bad. Whew! But,
turned out all right.
Our Lord and Savior Coots answered 55 seconds into overtime.
Yeah, so the Lizard, he saved us. It ended up all right. We dominated through 2 periods of play, so...
Yeah, and the 2 goals that did happen, I didn't think they were Hart's fault.
I wouldn't call it Hart's fault. It is his job, but I wouldn't call it his fault.
Right, yeah. But it's nice, Carey Price is, if I'm remembering correctly, was Carter Hart's favorite goaltender. And last year, he got hurt in this game. This is the game where he basically had to leave and told management, I've been hurt for a couple games. I'm really sorry. So he got to not only go out there and he got the win, but, man, Carey Price, my hat is off to you in this game. The only reason this was close is because of his stellar play. He robbed Konecny on a breakaway. He robbed Torinsky on a penalty shot.
All right, Shane. Well, one of my favorite stats so far has been Ivan Provorov's slow climb back up to actually getting some points.
All right, hit me.
He's at 10 points this season so far.
Really?
Yeah, that's 10 points in 15 games.
Provorov has 10 points this
Provorov has 10 points. They're mostly assists. 3 goals, 7 assists.
That is impressive.
Much better than last season.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, Provorov, he's making a difference. And I think this is kind of the feeling that we both had going into this year, that last year was an exception, not
not the rule.
Yeah, not a preview of what's to come.
It was definitely his sophomore slump a year late.
Yeah, absolutely. And,
especially with the whole team kind of shit in the bed.
And he was coming off of a tough injury in the shoulder off the playoffs. So,
yeah, that's true.
I mean, that's going to affect your shot and your pass and a whole bunch of stuff, really.
He's been someone I've been watching kind of closely this season because I wanted to see if he actually did start contributing. And I know some of his defensive play has been kind of slouchy, but 10 points in 15 games for a defenseman who last season was doing practically nothing is great so far.
It is great.
And I hope it sticks around.
Yeah, no, me too. And he's a +4, so gotta love that. No, I mean, things are looking good for Provorov. Like I said, our defense have been pretty good. Now, one thing I want to talk to you about is I briefly mentioned it last episode, but I don't think we had a chance to really dig into it. I'm really seeing a lot of Flyers are struggling to clear out the rebound.
Yeah, we both were discussing that earlier. Look, we got some young defensemen out there now. Sanheim, Myers. I don't know, Sanheim at this point, he should be pretty ready to do this thing.
Yeah, I mean, he's just tripping over himself.
Yeah, he can't keep his skates under him. Yeah, but I just you're definitely right. They're having issues clearing rebounds, and I know it's the goalie's job to kind of collect the rebound. But if you see the puck dribble out, it's not going to happen he's not going to stop it every time.
Yeah, I mean...
They have to be there to clear the rebound. Just fire it into the boards.
Yeah, there have been a number of goals off of rebounds, and I attribute it both to Carter Hart needing to be better at the rebound control, and the team needs to be better at closing that box in front of him and making sure people don't just walk right up and get a shot off in the slot.
You can't go into interference point, and just kind of start checking people out of the slot, but you have to be there with your stick ready.
Yeah, I mean...
It seems like they're surprised half the time there's a rebound. Like, is Hart not letting rebounds out in practice, or... I mean, neither of us are there to know. So.
Yeah, no. What part of by fans, for fans, did you not understand?
I mean, we're not that far from Voorhees. We could drive over there one of these days.
I guess we could. That would be fun.
Yeah, we should.
We should, yeah.
We'll be announcing the lines for the day.
We will. You know what? We'll make a vlog. We'll put it on YouTube. It's going to be super cute. We're going to go out to lunch. We're going to get all the best places, all the pictures. So excited.
Oh, we should actually do that.
We should. I said it. I said it to the internet. Therefore, we must do it now.
It can't die. It's on the internet now.
So, what is this team? What are we a good team, John? Are we a different team? Because this is, we are scoring more goals. Our power play is over 50% better than it was last year at this time. To me, this is a completely transformed team.
It is a transformed team. My only concern really is that we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Oh yeah, well that's what we do here in Philadelphia.
That's true, but traditionally, as a Flyers fan, we're used to disappointment, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this stat again for the 18th time on this podcast. We haven't won a playoff series since 2012.
And it's been a long time since 2012, hasn't it?
It's been a number of years if you do math. You can find out exactly how many years.
I don't want to do that kind of math right now.
I'm just going to keep dancing around that topic vaguely.
So, all right. So what I mean to say is, like,
we're getting ahead of ourselves, but like if you look at the standings, we are in the thick of things, man. I would argue that there's been 3 games we've been worked out of. The Calgary loss, the Islander loss, you have to put it on there.
And the we shall not name loss.
Yeah, the Penguin loss, that one.
You just name them.
Yeah, that one. The Edmonton loss was bad in the number-wise, but it wasn't bad in the stats, and they looked good that game. So, they've only had 3 real stinkers this year, and I would even argue that one of those stinkers wasn't nearly as bad as everybody thinks. So, we're winning more than we're losing. We're pushing the play. Our special teams seems to be better. And I will say I want to see more from this team. I want to see the power play get even better and normalize a little bit.
All right, so we're 8-5-2, and it's not the best, but we're fourth pretty much in the wild card standings. So.
And if you want to scroll up on that browser there a little bit, ahead of us is the Schittsburg Penguins, and they only have 19 points to our 18. So with a win tonight, we're in third place. We're not in the wild card. This is the best start we've had in 7 years. Can you believe that?
Yes, I can believe that.
Yeah, no.
I mean, not to burst your bubble, but yes, I can believe that.
So, there's this feeling around this team is like nobody wants to believe what we're seeing, and I get it. And I think that this upcoming month, is going to be a really big tell on what kind of team this is. Can we go back to Toronto and win a game we should have won? Can we go up against Boston, which I would argue either the 11-3-2 Boston
Boston
Bruins,
is basically the best on the East Coast right now,
or the 12-2-3 Capitals? Take your pick. They both.
I need to see a Capitals-Washington game.
I haven't seen... I'm sorry, what?
I need to see
A Washington Capital game?
I need to see a Capitals versus Bruins game.
Yeah, I haven't seen too many Bruins or Capitals games this year, but they're both coming up. So, can we go into Toronto and get a point or two? How do we go up against an 11-3-2 Boston team, especially with no night off?
Yeah, it's going to be tough on a back-to-back.
Yeah, if we can win, like I said, we can win one, lose one. That's the best case scenario here.
Well, the best case scenario is we win both.
Yeah, no, best case scenario is we lose both.
Are you high?
I'm just saying. Here's the master plan. We lose both these games on purpose. The Boo Birds come out on Facebook. We get more content. And then they just turn it around and it makes us seem even cooler because we were right.
Yeah, you're right. We should do that. Okay. The Flyers should lose the next 2 games so that we can have a better Couch GM roast.
I have a contact in Comcast.
Yeah?
Yeah, Steve Mason gave me a number.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, on your date at the bar?
Yeah, It's fine. I'm doing this for us, John. Okay? I'm doing this for us and the podcast.
This feels dirty.
So speaking of breaking news, and Epstein didn't kill himself, Morin did... Morin has unfortunately torn his ACL again, and it is the same ACL he is done for the year, and most likely done...
This seems like a career ending.
I wouldn't say career ending, but it's definitely a Flyer
It's
career
professional hockey ending.
We'll see. I mean, the double ACL tear, that's not good. Especially, can you imagine how he must feel right now?
Can you imagine how his knee must feel right now?
Needs that.
Sorry, you needed it.
It hurt. Not as bad as that pun hurt you, though.
God, that was the worst one yet. It was an embarrassment, Shane. I'm embarrassed.
Come on. That's pretty good. Anyway,
all right. So
back to hockey.
Oh, my God.
Morin is... This is a tough one. I really like Morin. This is the guy who Pronger actually picked to replace him. Never panned out, he never... And also, I think it's worth noting that he never really got a good chance either. He never had a chance to stick to the lineup. He did a couple games here and there, but most of those games happened at the end of the season when the season was already over. He had one bad game against the Islanders, but I would argue that's not all on him.
I like Morin.
I did too. It sucks, but that's how this works out, man. You either hit or you miss on these draft picks, and unfortunately, Morin was a first rounder, and he seems to not have panned out. But Myers, now there's not a contest. It's not Haig, Morin, Myers. Now it's Myers and Haig.
Yep. So that's one man out of the battle for that spot. So maybe Myers could just
hold on to it
and make sure Haig doesn't play.
Well, I think he has 2 points in 4 games. So
that's better than Haig's whole season total.
Yeah. No, I mean Haig. I'll give Haig credit. He played pretty good in the beginning, but
he's not a bad player.
Yeah, he's just not a particularly good one.
He's only got 1 assist so far.
Yeah, so we have a lot of offensive potential on our blue line. And I think that's evident with Provorov having 10 points. But I'd like to see Sanheim get a little bit more. I'd like to see Ghost obviously get a little bit more. But I think Ghost has looked better in the offensive zone as of late. I think he's making good reads. He almost had a power play goal against Carey Price at the very end of the second.
He is, but our standards are set so high for Ghost, and I think maybe that's part of the issue, is maybe he's not that sniper from the point that we thought he was.
I think it's a little bit of that, and I would also argue that there's just more talent around him now. He's not getting every single opportunity in the offensive zone.
That's true.
Because we have a little bit of him. We have Provorov now.
For 2 seasons straight, we did just feed him the puck.
Because we had nobody
there was
else.
no one else to take the shot, yeah.
But, on our 3 defensive lines, each of them have offensive potential. Provorov and Niskanen, Sanheim and Myers, Ghost and Braun. So
they have good pairings right now. The nice defensive with a little bit of offensive, a little bit of board control. It's been pretty good.
Yeah.
I like Sanheim on the boards.
I do too. I like him on his feet too.
Oh my god, here we go with the tripping jokes.
Come on, it was 3 games in a row and every single time it led to a goal. He's lucky he scored his own fantastic goal. He put it, was that on Carey Price or was that, no, that was the Canes game.
Yeah, that was, I don't even know who's in net for the Canes.
Mrazek.
Yeah, it was Mrazek. It wasn't Reimer. He plays tonight.
He plays tonight. Yeah, I did read that. No, he shot the puck off of Mrazek and then skated behind the net and got to his own rebound.
Yeah,
and
did a little sneaky trick.
Yeah, right?
A little sneakiness. All right, well, let me set you up with one thing here.
Okay.
So my boy Farabee has been blowing it up lately.
Yeah,
But, no, wait.
Okay.
But.
What's
Morgan Frost been doing in the AHL? What's Morgan Frost been doing in the AHL?
You know what? I'll tell you about what my boy Morgan Frost has been doing in the AHL. Morgan Frost has been heating up in the AHL. That is a temperature pun based off his last name. So Morgan Frost got off to a slow start with the Phantoms, and he was scoreless through his first 3 games.
He was injured recently. At that time.
Right, he was coming
off of an injury, so.
Groin, I believe, which, that's going to affect your skating.
I don't want anything to happen to my groin. Anything painful.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I've torn it before. It's not fun.
We'll go with that.
I've torn it off of a mini bike.
A mini bike?
Yeah.
You couldn't even ride an adult bike?
It was like this big. I mean, podcast listeners, it was picture my hands, and they were about like this big. And
it's like 3 feet.
Yeah, it's like one of those real tiny ones. And I hit this little hump, and I went up.
So you tore your groin on a hump.
Let me finish. So I hit this little bump, and then the thing flew, and then flew out from in front of me. And I was Supermaning on this thing. It was awesome. And then the ground came.
I hate when the ground comes.
Yeah, fucking gravity.
So you tore your groin on a hump when the ground came.
To summarize, yes.
All right, I'm glad we got that squared away.
Farabee.
Morgan Frost.
Morgan
Freeman.
Morgan Frost.
All right, so do we have stats about it?
We do. So, first 3 games of his season with the Phantoms, he was scoreless. He followed that up with, I believe, a 7-game point streak. In that span, he had 4 goals, 5 assists for a total of 9 points. His recent point streak was snapped last game, but his total is now 11 games, 4 goals, 5 assists, 9 points. He is leading the team in points, and as it should be.
I definitely want to see Morgan Frost succeed. I definitely want to see Morgan Frost on the Flyers. So
it's difficult.
There's nowhere for him to go right now.
We are so center heavy, and
especially when they move G back to center.
Right, and we don't even know if they're going to want to do that. Maybe G wants to stay at center.
I mean, it's working though.
Yeah, I mean,
but that's G's natural position too.
Right, is what he's played for most of his career. But we still don't know what's going on with Patrick. We don't know when he's coming back, still week to week. I'm hopeful that maybe mid-season it would be a good reinforcement for him to come back. But if anybody gets hurt down the middle, I think we see Frost up.
We would have to. I'm guessing he would be number one as far as the center goes. All the way up to top line. They might move Coots up to top line and stick Frost second.
No, I think you'd have Coots top line, and then you'd have Hayes doing the second, and then you'd have Frost, JVR.
I don't know if I'd do that, though.
Yeah, so...
Because Hayes looks good on the third line.
Yeah, he does, but, if Coots is moving up...
I know naturally you'd move everyone up, right? But except for the fourth line.
Yeah, I mean, you can't start Frost on the second line.
I would. But I'm not an NHL coach either.
Right, so. And that might be a good thing.
It might be. Yeah, I'd burn Frost out the first game. It's like, hell, why am I on the first defensive unit? I don't know, Frost. I just want you on the ice.
Yeah, you just need it. And that's important. The Flyers want him on the ice, and they will not bring him up unless he's going to be averaging at least 13 to 15 minutes a game.
Well, he would have to be. Yeah, there's no 9-minute games for a player of that caliber.
No, he doesn't come up on the fourth line. He needs to be centering. They're going to want to start him at center at the very least. I think he could be an interesting experiment to move him to either wing, but I'm not certain if he's ever done that in his career.
Yeah, it's not something I've heard about. I'd keep him where he's good.
Right.
Especially as a rookie. There's no reason to mess with that.
It's true. So... he's getting top line minutes right now, and they're translating for the Phantoms, which is that's what we want. We want to see him producing down there, and if anything happens, he should be called up. But I don't know. I could totally see him not getting called up this year. Just because the current team, we just had an argument on how good they are. Are they a really good team or not? So you don't want to mess with too much, even though you want him up there.
Yeah, I think my big issue with this is. We go week by week with this, right? And we see, the Flyers won 2 games, lost 1 game. The Flyers lost 2 games, won 1 game. And the overall idea of how well they're doing for the season isn't quite there. And what I'm most concerned with is we have 3, 4, 5 good point producers, but no one's really shown that they're going to do anything inspiring or impressive besides Konecny, and we need more than just Konecny running the show.
Well, I would actually disagree with you.
Where? Because G's coming up, or?
Yeah. It's just a matter of time before G dethrones Konecny again.
So I want to say I hope not.
Why?
Because G's not going to be around as long as Konechny's going to be. Yeah. I want to see Konecny. I'm not saying I don't want if G can make more points, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I would like to see Konecny exceed.
Me too. But I guess we have to ask the question, what is Travis Konechny's ceiling?
I think it's higher than we thought it was.
It could be. I don't know. I always thought it was pretty high. I think that he's absolutely a 30-goal scorer.
Yeah, I'm not going to say he's a Kucherov or he's not a Sidney Crosby or a McDavid. That's obvious.
I don't even think he's on G's level, though. I don't think he's that kind of player.
Well, G has years and years of experience.
Right, but this is the first time we've seen
anything out of him.
Konechny really put it together. Yeah. And he has I believe, the complete trust of AV right now. I think AV really likes...
Yeah, what was that? Line. AV said he was taking TK's advice during practice, right?
Yeah.
So, that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, no, he was our player to watch. I'm going to bring that up a bunch because I'm going to brag about it a whole bunch. But no, but this is not that year. It isn't. It's only a matter of time before Claude Giroux takes the points away from him.
Let's see. Game 82. Let's find out.
Game 82. Let's find out. You want to make a bet? Do you think it's Konechny?
I'm going to say Konechny's 5 or less higher than Claude Giroux.
Wow. 5 or less.
Points.
That's a tall order.
Don't forget, Claude Giroux is was projected for 42 points this season.
Yeah, well, yes,
I know that's wrong.
That is
absolutely wildly wrong.
Absolutely wrong. Captain Claude has 5 points in his last 3 games.
Yeah, he's Claude Giroux, though.
You're giving me mixed signals here.
No, I'm not. I mean, I believe in G.
Let's just say G's going to get his...
We're G lovers here. Yeah,
we are G lovers here. Let's just say that G's going to get his standard 80 points. So you think Konecny's going to have an 85-point year?
No, you're right. I know you're right. I want to see our youth succeed on this team.
And I think we're starting to see that, and I could be wrong. Maybe Konecny kind of just keeps this weird, steady pace. He's on a good pace. Yeah, I mean, he's looked good in every game. Like, there's not that... I can't say that about every player.
There has not been a single game where I have not noticed Travis Konecny doing something well.
Right. Yeah, and there was that stretch where he was getting scored on a whole bunch, but I think that's normal.
That's the one thing. His issue is his defense.
Yeah, but it looks better this year. I mean, he was straight-up a liability last year. And part of me thinks that might have been a coaching issue because, he's not...
It seems like they were all just depressed to be... They couldn't eat pizza, Shane.
I forgot.
They couldn't eat pizza.
Yeah, I can't eat pizza.
What if that was really what it is?
Pizza?
It's they can eat pizza now.
We have to open up the Pizzagate.
Is it Pizzagate?
It's Pizzagate.
Shit.
2019.
2020. Pizzagate, Philadelphia Flyers. Pizza is the reason we're actually succeeding.
If there's any current or past Philadelphia Flyers listening to this podcast, if you could please reach out to us and let us know your thoughts on pizza and if pizza is the cause of the just negative air around this Flyers team the past couple years.
I think it might be.
Yeah, because you know who else did that? Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly was like, I don't like black people. I'm going to kick them all off the team.
I don't think that's the same thing, Shane.
Nutrition. You have to have these protein shakes. He had this weird science, and yeah, he was a little bit racist.
A little bit. It was a very bit racist.
Just a little pinch of salt of racism. But yeah, I'm not saying Hextall were racist, per se. But what I am saying is...
They traded Wayne Simmons.
And you know what the Wayne train loves?
Pizza?
Pizza.
I mean, who doesn't love pizza?
Wayne Train looks like he gets down with some pizza.
Dude, I want Wayne Train to come over for dinner and have pizza. We invited him last week, and we haven't heard from him. Wayne Simmons, sir, good sir, please come over to my house, and I will serve you pizza. You can have all the pizza you want.
Except the pineapple. We're not buying it.
No, yeah, I'll buy anchovy, but I'm not buying pineapple pizza.
You gotta do that. Maybe he can buy, though. He has more money than us.
He does have a lot more money than us.
But we'll definitely get the chips and soda.
Alright, yeah. Alright, so, again, flyingppodcast at gmail.com. Wayne Simmons, we're waiting for you, buddy.
Mason, call me.
Steve Mason. He hasn't called you back?
No.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Maybe he's waiting the obligatory 3 days, so he doesn't seem needy.
John, I thought he was a keeper. Maybe I was wrong.
Yeah, you did that 2 years ago in your fantasy league, and I made fun of you, and
you did.
And Paul goes, "Yo, man, you should win a game before you start heckling people." And I got real down.
Hey, he's not wrong. Speaking of fantasy, we'll throw this in before we end the podcast. We're actually going against each other right now as we speak.
Oh God, I haven't checked.
I have it up right now. You are winning 198.2 to 193. So we're going into the weekend with a super close matchup here. We'll keep you posted here, folks. Why don't we...
next week, see what our score... I mean, you're going to win. You always beat me.
Well, it's because I'm better than you.
I mean, there's not much going on right now. We only had one game.
Yeah,
so it was just Buffalo versus Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
And Kucherov didn't put up the points that you wanted. You got Kuznetsov playing right now.
Kuznetsov has been doing really well.
Yeah. My Olofsson, though. Olofsson, he was gold for the whole beginning of the season, and Buffalo did that thing where they just forget how to play hockey.
Well, I traded Skinner for a reason.
Yeah. Hopefully, for your sake, he doesn't start playing again.
He will. No, he will. That's the thing. It's just a matter of time, but I didn't feel like waiting for that shit. So we got to look ahead at the games coming up. So obviously tonight we have the not Tampa. Wow.
It's Toronto.
The Tampa Bay Maple Leafs.
Tampa Bay Maple Leafs.
The Tampa Bay Maple. Wow.
Yep. The Philadelphia Quakers are playing against the Tampa Bay Maple Leafs. What were they called? The Arenas. They were called the Arenas back in the day.
That's weird.
They were named after the arena.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah. They had a GM and an owner, and they didn't get along with each other. So they just made a whole new team and said, yeah, you can keep that team and keep the name. And there was just no players on the team anymore, so they became the Maple Leafs.
I'm fascinated.
Yeah, it's a cool story. You should look up the history of a lot of those old, original 6 teams.
Huh.
They're cool.
Maybe we'll cover it in an episode.
Maybe we should do a little bonus episode. Old original 6
That'd
teams.
be fun. So Maple Leafs followed by the Bruins Sunday night at 7. Followed by the Capitals on Wednesday. That is a 7:30 game. This upcoming Friday, we have Flyers versus the Senators. That's the 15th. That's a 7:30 game also. Saturday, we have a rematch against the Islanders. It's a 7 p.m. game. So, this is a tough stretch, Losing to both the Bruins and the Capitals will suck. I'd like to win at least one of those.
It's tough. I think our better chances against the Bruins. If we can close the door on Pasternak and Marchand.
No one's been able to close the door on Pasternak or Marchand.
They lost the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, who did they lose to? It was I wasn't expecting them to lose to this team. Yeah, I'm calling them out a little bit. I was angry. Who did they lose to? They lost to...
They lost to the Red Wings.
To the Red Wings. The Detroit Red Wings.
Well, that one dude, they traded for that guy. Let me get his name real quick. Yeah, Fabry.
Fabry. Yeah, he scored twice in his first game. Yeah, the Blues were like, please take this guy. And he's just like, yeah, I'm going to score all these goals now.
It's very interesting. I mean, we have teams like the Red Wings and the Senators where there are outcasts like Duclair and Fabry who are given top-line minutes, and they're making the best of it. So hopefully they can turn their career around.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, too, because, I'm in some not fantasy, but just some hockey meme groups on Facebook, and someone made a joke that, the Detroit Red Wings beat the Bruins, and someone else said, yeah, well, every even a blind squirrel gets a nut sometimes. And so my thought was, the Detroit Red Wings have lost no nut November.
They have lost, God.
The Detroit Red Wings have officially lost no nut November.
How do you think they feel about that?
I'd feel pretty bad. I think they should have lost the entire month of November.
So, I agree. I think that's the only way to do it.
I mean, if you're going to be a man, right?
Yeah. Are you
God,
a man?
they could all kill me, easily.
Could, yeah.
Just look at me and I'd die.
But don't worry. They can't hit me because I'm hearing impaired, and I'll sue them.
Yep, that's true.
And I'll sue them.
You'll be in a feel-good story.
It will be. So, before we leave, I want to read this tweet for you.
Oh, God.
We're going to...
So we haven't done a Couch GM, so you're going to give me a good one, aren't you?
I'm going to give you a good one real quick, then we're going to end the episode out.
All right.
G will never, ever, 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 ever win a cup. Book it, buddy. I'm sick of he had no players. And first of all, he really did have no players, but whatever. This guy's name is Greg, by the way.
Fuck you, Greg.
Read what blank said in some weird Twitter, John. He hasn't made anyone better. As a matter of fact, I'm not liking Farabee playing with him. G will ruin him, in my opinion.
Okay, Boomer.
Oh, you hit him with the okay, Boomer!
That's it. That's all I'm giving him.
That's all you need. Yeah. No.
We've had many tweets that we've read, tweets and Facebook comments about fucking G-bashers. And I get it,
I know.
No, I do get it. They think that Claude Giroux is Wayne Gretzky.
Oh, God damn. Silly them.
Yeah. He should have scored 250 points in a season.
Yeah.
Why didn't he?
Yeah. No, and...
Why didn't he carry all fucking 15 players through 5 seasons of Stanley Cup wins?
It's almost like the Edmonton Oilers have 2 of the best players in the league, and they still haven't won a cup since they've been around.
Edmonton Oilers haven't done shit.
I mean, they might this year, but
I don't know, dude. It's like the Edmonton curse. It's like ever since Gretzky left, they're just garbage.
Also, on the narrative that G doesn't make anybody better, do you really think that Scott Hartnell scores 37 goals, 67 points?
I miss Hartnell too.
Without G on that line?
Yeah, no. Yeah. Hartnell wasn't doing any... Well, actually, we had a good example of that when Hartnell was off of G's line. And also on the Nashville Predators.
Yeah.
And he was fine. He was a good player. But he wasn't 37 goals player. No.
No, he wasn't. So, I mean, I could rip it... Greg, I could rip into your comment, and there's so many holes in it, and just things that don't make sense. And I question if you watch the game of hockey or even understand the sport of hockey or how just sports in general work and how teams work.
How Twitter works.
And how talent works. But
the English language.
As a good friend of mine said, okay, Boomer.
Okay, Boomer.
Thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you next week.
See ya.